Yeah. Yo, 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 yo.
Hey, what's up, my guy?
Ladies and gentlemen, we back in the building, but we got a brand new surprise for y'all. Not even really a surprise. We told y'all it was coming. In the House of It, we're going to be breaking down basketball all season. My man B Hill's probably his favorite sport if he had to tell the truth. I know it's mine. It's been my first love ever since a little kid. So without further ado, we are the House Divided. My name is Corey Hilliard. The man next to me is Brandon Hill, aka B Hill. And ladies and gentlemen, whether you've been here before, whether this is your first time, mi casa, su casa, but whether it's your first time or you've been here before, we got to go over the house rules. B, you got them.
Guys, you already know what time it is. Go ahead, hop down there if you're not already and hit that subscribe button for crying out loud. You know you want to, so go ahead and just hit that thing. If you would for me as well, if you guys like the content, you like everything that you're seeing, you like what you're hearing, there's a thumbs up underneath this screen that you guys can hit. Helps with the YouTube algorithm, everything else. Another thing, there's one of those little notification bells next to that subscribe button. Go ahead and punch that too so you guys can be up to date on all our newest content, because we're just getting ready to start our basketball show tonight, guys, and it's just, it's going to keep going from here. There's plenty of football left. Basketball starting, so this thing's about to get hot. And then the best thing that we always ask for, guys, is for y'all to hop down there in the comment box. Leave all your comments for us. Good, bad, right, wrong, indifferent. We don't care one way or another. So, what we're going to do, this is kind of going to be one of those little hot off the take, just kind of going back and forth with each other on this one. We're going to have a lot of opinions when it comes to the game of basketball. Me and Corey literally can sit here and talk about basketball all night long. So I figured, Corey, to kind of start things off, we'd started off with our list of the top 10 NBA players going into the season this season. Now, granted, they've played a couple games already. Some teams only one game. But we're going to give our top 10 players. I'm going to go ahead and kick it off with my top 10. Let's do this? Let's do top 5. We'll give each other's top 5, and then we'll give our next list of 5. Does that work for you?
That works for me, man.
All right, then. So my number 1 player, of course, it has to be the Greek Freak, Giannis. The dude is just an absolute menace on the court. He does it on both sides. He's an absolute gamer. I would love to have him on my team. Giannis Antetokounmpo. The dude is a beast. Number 2, he's a defending champ right now. The Finals MVP, straight sniper from the three-point line. He transformed the game that we know today in the NBA. Steph Curry out of Golden State is going to be my number 2 player. Number 3, he averaged over 30 points last season, finished second in the league in scoring. His team didn't do so hot, but this guy going into year 20 in the NBA is my number 3 player. I think everybody knows who I'm talking about. I got the man right here on my chest. LeBron James is still a top 3 NBA player today. Number 4, I'm going to have your guy and my guy too from the Blue Devils. I got Jason Tatum coming in at number 4, right there in that top 5. And then number 5, this one might be controversial with some people. That's fine. They can say what they want. The guy beat him last year. He actually swept him, Jason Tatum did. So Kevin Durant's going to be my 5th best player in the NBA as of right now. Who you got for your top 5, Corey?
Man, starting off the same. I got Giannis, the Greek Freak. Dude is an absolute problem. He's a walk-in 30-20, whatever you want to call it. Number 2, I got the reigning, defending Finals MVP, Western Conference Finals MVP, All-Star Game MVP from last year, Stephen Curry. Number 3, might be a little biased here, but I think he's due for a huge, huge year, Jason Tatum. Number 4, Joel Embiid. I think if he stays healthy, he's been right in that MVP conversation the past 2 years, right at the top of it. And injuries always seem to derail his season somehow. And number 5, I can't leave this guy out the top 5, the 2-time defending NBA MVP, the Joker, Nikola Jokic. What else needs to be said other than being the 2-time defending MVP? Some people see it as controversial. I don't. I think those MVP awards were well deserved. So those are my top 5 right there.
I like your top 5. I do. Okay, so you're leaving LeBron James and you're leaving Kevin Durant both out of your top 5.
Mm-hmm.
Explain.
Explain?
Please.
Shoot, man, just
I
go
wanna hear.
off of what happened last year. Not only is it a team sport, but if you look at LeBron, he averaged 30, but his team didn't even make the play-in. You can blame that on other factors, but I would like to blame it on the fact that a lot of times when you saw the Lakers playing last year, you saw LeBron complaining, not getting back on defense. He's not the same guy he was even 5 years ago. It's his 20th year in the league. You can't sustain that level of excellence and that level of high play. Are the skills still there? Yeah, because it's freaking LeBron James. But
Right.
I just think him being older, longer in the tooth, he can't be the same player that he was.
Okay.
Kevin Durant, I mean, you got to show me something, bro. Everybody calls him one of the best offensive players ever. Just because you're 6'11", 7 foot, and you can hit a fadeaway or standing mid-range jump shot over somebody shorter, doesn't mean that's the full scope of your game. What do you do defensively? Are you going to be healthy? Are you going to be available? And I just honestly, I think he's just a great jump shooter. I don't know outside of that what else he offers to a basketball game. Just to be honest, he's not a great rebounder for his size. You think he'd be a way better defensive player with his length. And so I'm just not sold on those guys. They'll be in my top. They'll be in my bottom 10 though.
Right. That's anticipated. And I mean, to go into my second 5, I got Luka Doncic checking in at number 6. I mean, Luka was right there for me on the cusp of top 5. I mean, honestly, a lot of people will probably have him as their top 5 player. Number 7, I'm going to have Joel Embiid. I'm like you. If he can just stay healthy, if the guy can put together a full season, I mean, there's no, the sky's the limit for that dude over there in Philadelphia. So we shall see. Number 8, I got Joker. I got Nikola Jokic. I'm kind of one of those dudes. Yeah, you've won 2 back-to-back league MVPs, everything else. I got to see you do something in the playoffs, though, man. He constantly goes to the playoffs and comes up with duds, man. I mean, he just does. You know what I'm saying? On the defense, he's worked on it. He's gotten better, but he's kind of a defensive liability. I have seen guys that can just absolutely take over a game against that guy and neutralize him on the defensive side of the ball. So that's one thing to me that kind of, whenever I'm talking about the top players in the NBA, you can't have flaws like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's why he's not in my top. That's why he's not in my top 5, and why I got him at number 8 as opposed to that. Number 9, I got Ja Morant, man. That dude is an absolute freak of nature. He's kind of one of those guys, though. He kind of scares you with how acrobatic he is and how he gets up there because he's just so dang. He's not very big. You know what I'm saying? As far as like girth-wise, everything else, how many of those hits can he keep taking? I mean, he got injured last year in the playoffs, kind of hurt the chances of the Grizzlies. Some people say if he stayed healthy, the Warriors might not have went on. Who's to be said? Nobody knows. Number 10, this guy, a lot of people seem to have forgotten about him. I don't think they have. Dame time. Damian Lillard out there in Portland. He's healthy. He's back. I mean, he's got something to prove this year. You know, that man Dame stuck with Portland, stayed loyal. That there's something to be said about that. But, I mean, man, just go ahead and wrap it on up and ask for a trade to the Lakers right now. Like, just do that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, man, he's as loyal as they come, bro. He might be there forever.
He is, and all respect to him for that, but he's just never going to win a ring in Portland, and that sucks for the guy. You know what I'm saying? He's just not. Just not. So, what do you got as your bottom 5 of your top 10?
Number 6, I got King James, LeBron James. Number 7, Baby Bird, Luka Doncic.
Yeah.
I think he's on the come up, man. This big year for him. My number 8 is Ja Morant. I love what he did last year. He was the league's most improved player last year, second team All NBA last year. So, number 9, Kevin Durant. Got swept last year in the playoffs. You got to win a game if you're Kevin Durant. I don't care who's on your team.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
There's
absolutely.
there's a lot left to be desired with Kevin Durant, and we'll talk about that later if I get a chance to go off on that. And then at number 10, I got Devin Booker tied with Damian Lillard. That was like a 10A and a 10B to me. I mean, you could take one of those two out and put them at 11. In my opinion, the other one would be 10. Lillard has been a superstar for a while. I think Devin Booker stepped up into that superstar role last year. And I think he's going to continue that. So that's my bottom 5.
It was really hard for me to do like a top 10 NBA players because there's probably out about the top 15 to maybe even top 20. You can sit there and have a lot of arguments like, nah, this guy should be number 9 or this guy should be number 10. You know what I'm saying? So that's definitely something I had a hard time doing that. And I mean, there's guys that I left off my list like Kawhi Leonard, but coming off the injury, what kind of player are we going to see Kawhi be? Who's he going to be? Is he going to take that mantle and take that next step? Because a lot of people, he was hanging on the coattails of a Tim Duncan, a Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili. He was one of the players on that team that year. And yes, he did get that Finals MVP that one year because he quote-unquote shut LeBron down. The guy averaged over 30 still in the series. I mean, you didn't shut him down. But you know what I'm saying? They won the series, so it is what it is. But that's my only thing with Kawhi Leonard. I've just never been a big believer in the guy. I mean, that year he won the Finals with the Raptors. Kevin Durant got hurt. Klay Thompson got hurt. I mean, if you'd have told me going into that series, hey, Klay Thompson's going to go down and KD's going to tear his Achilles. Yeah, I think I'm going to roll with the Raptors in that one as well. So he's had a lot of breaks.
It's the same thing. It's an interesting point. It's the same thing, my gripe with KD, having him so low as number 9. You know, people would probably see this and be like, you crazy. But, like, what is his career outside of Steph Curry and the Warriors? You know what I mean? He never won anything before he went to Golden State. He hadn't done anything outside of Golden State since he's left. And to make matters worse, you just got swept. You're the only team last year in the playoffs to get swept, bro.
Here's the thing, though. I will attest, and I'll give KD a little bit of slack on this one, because as a Lakers fan, man, that dude had to deal with Russell Westbrook all them years at the beginning of his career.
Oh, man. Bro, that was a prime Russ. That was a prime Russ.
I don't care. I don't see any difference. I seen it then. I see it now. He's always been turnover prone. That man has bricks for hands. He can't catch. I mean,
he was good enough. That team was good enough to get to the finals, and they lost to the Heat. That team was good enough with Westbrook to have the Warriors, who had won 73 games that year. They had that team down 3-1 in the Western Conference Finals.
And they lost.
With Westbrook. Yeah, and they lost. Yeah, so it's, bro.
And one of the main reasons why they lost is because Russell Westbrook not giving the ball to KD at the end of games and trying to be a hero and making stupid turnovers.
Now that I can't argue against. I can't argue against that one.
So it's like, that's why I give KD a little bit of slack for that. I mean, but I don't give him any kind of slack for making that stupid move that he did to go to Golden State and just basically go get him 2 easy championships. I mean, let's just be honest. That was the ultimate
it was like cheating.
Cheat code.
It was ultimate cheat code, bro.
That was NBA 2K. You know what I'm saying? You're turning the trades off in freaking in league mode, and you're just trading whoever you want to your freaking team. That's what the hell they did, and it was crazy, to be honest with you. But it ended up working out for him. Steph Curry still looks like the better one on that team, though, even when KD was there.
Oh yeah, he's done more. He's done more without KD.
He's the one. I mean, he's won 2 of them without KD, if I'm not mistaken. He's got 4 rings right now. So, and that one he won last year, that was big. That was big time.
Are we picking an MVP for the year? Who's your preseason MVP pick? Do you got that?
That's tough. That's tough.
It would have to be somebody off your top 10 list, right?
No, absolutely, man. And it would have to be somebody essentially that you would think would be in about the top 5 of each conference, echelon-wise. Ooh, that's tough. You caught me on the spot here. I'm gonna go with. Give me Luca, man. I think Luca's gonna have a year.
Think Luka, huh?
I think Luca's just gonna have one of them years. I think he's that special. Didn't they win last night against the Suns, if I'm not mistaken?
No, they lost. They blew that big lead in the third quarter.
Did they blow it?
They blew it. They lost by 3, man. They lost by 3.
Man, give me Luca, man. Give me Luca.
You got Luka?
I got Luca.
I like that.
I'm gonna roll with him. That's who I got.
like that.
Who you got?
I'd probably have to go with Embiid. I think this is the year Embiid finally gets an MVP.
That's not a bad pick.
I just think he's the most skilled big man in the league.
He is. He's one of them.
You know?
Him and Joker are like right there. But as far as like what I was talking about earlier on the defensive side, Embiid don't get punked on the defensive side. You're just you don't do that. The dude can block shots with the best of them in the league. I mean, he's an absolute showstopper. So yeah, I mean, but don't be surprised if you see Giannis over there with the Bucks just have a phenomenal year and win the MVP too, or even Steph Curry with the Warriors, man.
Yep.
I mean,
he would be my second.
I just think that the Warriors have a little bit too much firepower where Steph doesn't have. Steph can be on cruise control the whole season, man. You know what I'm saying? And then he's going to turn it on when the lights are brightest. That's why I didn't pick Steph. So I kind of thought we'd go into these our conference top 10, our top 10 teams. So who we think is going to be in the play-in, everything else, because the play-in's an extension of the playoffs now in the new NBA.
It is. It really is.
So we'll start with the Western Conference, and then we'll move over to the Eastern Conference.
Okay.
The Western Conference, for my top, let's do our top, kind of like what we did in the other one, top 5, and then we'll give our bottom 5. My top 5 teams in the West, as far as what I think is going to happen, I think it's going to be the Golden State Warriors as the number 1 team. I just think they have depth at all areas. They have literally a whole second unit of 5 players they can bring in off that bench. I mean, they are deep. They are loaded. They have one of the best coaches in Steve Kerr. Why can't they be the number 1 seed? You know what I'm saying? The only reason why they wouldn't be the number 1 seed is because the Warriors could give less about the dang regular season. They just don't care. They want to get to the playoffs. They'll be a top 4 seed regardless, but I think they're going to get the 1 this year. My number 2 team, I got Ja Morant and the Grizzlies. If Ja Morant can stay healthy the whole season, even if he doesn't, they got other players on that team that can hold it down while he's out. That was proven last year. I believe they took the championship Warriors to 6 games without Ja Morant. So that goes to be something to be said there. My number 3 team, getting Jamal Murray back, Jokic, all them, the Nuggets. They're a very, very good team this year. They're one of those sleeper teams to come out of the Western Conference this year. My 4th best team, I got my MVP pick in Luka Doncic. I think for him to get the MVP, this is about that magic sweet spot where you want the Mavericks to be sitting. 50-plus wins, top 4 seed, things like that. My 5th team, this one kills me to do it because I absolutely hate them. It's the LA Clippers. I just think, though, with the addition of getting Kawhi back, they are probably arguably one of the deepest teams in the NBA. Are one of them. Not saying they are, but they've got guys. They got Luke Kennard. I mean, who else they got? They got Paul George. I mean, I'm sitting here watching the game on my phone right now, kind of just peeping down at it. But they just got Norman Powell's over there now. They got Covington. They absolutely Zubac. I still don't know why Magic Johnson just traded him away for a bag of Skittles to the Clippers, man.
It'll never be known. It'll never be known.
You know how big that would be for my Lakers right now to have Zubac at center? I mean, golly, man. But
I don't know why he did that, bro. I don't know why.
Because he was on his way out and he didn't give man, he didn't care. He was done with it. So, who you got for your top 5?
All right, so number 1, Warriors, of course, the defending champions. Number 2, I got the Phoenix Suns. I think they won 64 games last year. I think they're going to be a great regular season team again. This is not talking about the playoffs. This is regular season record, right?
Right.
So I got the Suns at number 2. Number 3, I got the Pelicans. I think they're going to surprise a lot of people, and I think they'll be right in that 3 spot. Number 4, I got the Memphis Grizzlies. I like what they're doing. Remember, Jaren Jackson is out for I forget how long he's going to be out for. So I think they'll lose some games in seeding because of him being out for a little bit. And then number 5, I got the Mavs. I like Luka. I like Tim Hardaway Jr. I like everything that they're doing with that team. They brought in the big center. God, I forget his name. I was just watching him last night. It's gonna kill
the
me,
Mavericks. The big center, the one that was in that movie.
Yeah.
Boban.
No, not Boban. Jeez, it's gonna eat me up.
Norman Powell.
No,
not Norman Powell. It's something Powell. His last name Powell. Is he a new guy?
He's a new guy. Christian Wood.
Oh, yeah. They got him from the Houston Rockets. That's right.
Yeah.
That was yes. Yeah, I forgot about that.
He was eating last night too. He was eating last night, so
makes my number 4 pick look even better. I mean, they got rid of Kristaps Porzingis. That was the best thing they could have done.
Yep, he was a cancer on that team. Nobody really liked him.
Him and Luka just didn't fit together like everybody thought they would, man. But
he didn't fit together with a lot of people, apparently. So
Jason Kidd over there another year as the head coach. I mean, me personally, I think the Lakers should have hired him as the head coach to start off with. But I like Darvin Ham. I like him. I like his physical and his grit and everything. And he's not going to back down from any of our star players. But Jason Kidd, man, is going to be the ultimate X Factor coach for the Dallas Mavericks because, I mean, you got Jason Kidd coaching Luka Doncic. I mean, that kid was already special, man. He's just going to continue to keep growing under the tutelage of a Jason Kidd.
Yeah.
I mean, my gosh, that's scary, man. So my bottom 5 teams that I got, basically, I got the Pelicans in at number 6. I love what the Pelicans are doing over there, man. Zion coming back healthy. Let's see if Zion can last the whole season. He looks to be in absolute tip-top shape right now from what I've seen. Brandon Ingram, all those young guys, are they going to take that next step? It showed some promise last year in the playoffs, so let's see if they can build off of that. Number 7, I think they're going to take a dip. You had them as your number 2 team. I think they're going to take a step back this year because I think that the other teams in the Western Conference are just a titch better than them. I got the Phoenix Suns coming in at number 7 here. Okay. Number 8, this one was tough. I was in between a couple teams. I got the Minnesota Timberwolves sliding in at number 8 on this one. I mean, this could be totally different, but I'm not a big believer in the Timberwolves. That's why I got them at number 8. You know what I'm saying? I don't like that Rudy Gobert addition. I just don't. The Rudy Gobert. Yeah. I think they could, and what they gave up for that guy was just absolutely ridiculous.
Right.
So I got that one there. My number 9 team that I got is my Lakers. Unless we make a move for Russell Westbrook and add some shooting to this team, I just don't see us being able to compete in the Western Conference. I mean, there's just too many teams that are going to catch us slipping if you don't have good shooting. It's just not going to work out for you in today's NBA. Thanks. My number 10 team, I got the Portland Trail Blazers. That's who I got in at number 10. So you're going to have the Trail Blazers, the Lakers, the Timberwolves, and the Suns fighting for those final 2 playoff spots in my playoff prediction this year. What do you got?
All right, number 6, I got the Nuggets with the re-addition of Murray and Porter Jr. I got the Clippers at number 7. I'm just not high on that duo. I'm just not.
Right.
They've been out for a year, both of them. They got to knock off a lot of rust. Number 8, like you, I had the T-Wolves. Rudy Gobert had a 23-point double-double last night in their win. So he actually that might be a good fit. Him and Cat Karl Anthony Towns have this weird chemistry that I was watching last night where they were just working together in that paint. It was actually pretty cool to see. Number 9, I got the Sacramento Kings. I like De'Aaron Fox. I think the the addition of their new coach, the coach that just came up from the Warriors. I think he'll have them playing good. And number 10, I got the Los Angeles Lakers. I think you guys will make the play-in. And from there, we'll see what happens. But I do think that, there's 9 other teams that I would take above y'all. But shoot, a team with LeBron James and Anthony Davis, you would at least think if both of those guys stay healthy, that they can make the play-in round and go from there. And I think if y'all make the play-in, look, if y'all want to play in the Kings or the T-Wolves or the Clippers or somebody like that, or even the Suns, you have the Suns number 7. If they want to play in one of those teams in the play-in round, I think they can get out of the play-in and actually get into the playoffs. Now, after that, I don't see much for them. I don't think they get out of the first round, but they got enough talent on that team to where if you got AD and LeBron, you should be able to get to the play-in and get through the play-in, in my opinion.
If you get rid of Russell Westbrook, the sky's the limit. I honestly believe that.
He's not going to solve a lot. He's not going to solve the no shooting woes for you guys. He's not going to solve the no defense.
He is if we can go get Buddy Hield from Indiana. You crazy. Give me Buddy Hield and Miles Turner right now from Indiana, and I will gladly give you those 2 first-round draft picks. Here you go. Take him. Take him off of our team, please, right now. I say that, and they're not looking that bad right now, just to give a little score update, 87-85. You know what I'm saying? They're actually down right now, but there's 8.5 minutes left in the quarter. So,
it's a 4 quarter?
As far as that goes.
Wow. That's why I'm not high on the Clippers, man. I'm just being honest. I'm not a big...
bro. You're going to have to edit this one out. My freaking headphones just switched over to my dang phone.
Okay.
Come on now.
You're good. Take your time.
There goes you there?
Yep. I can still hear myself, though.
There we are. I'm back.
Good. All right.
Yeah. But to give a little score update, the Lakers are actually looking pretty good right now against the Clippers. So defense is looking good tonight from what I've seen out of my Lakers. If they can keep that good defensive intensity, I mean, Juan Toscano-Anderson, Lonnie Walker. I like some of the pieces. We got Kendrick Nunn coming back. Austin Reeves, the second-year guy out of my University of Oklahoma, transferred from Wichita. It's all just, like you said, man, it's all going to come down to the health of Anthony Davis and LeBron James. And, I mean, at the end of the day, I think that their ceiling is the second round. If this team can get to the second round of the playoffs, that's a win in my book, man. I mean, honestly, from where we were at last year. But I'm telling you, it's going to take a trade. They're going to trade Russell Westbrook. The only way they don't trade Russell, because I heard something that they said they weren't making a trade until after Thanksgiving, or they weren't going to even consider doing anything until after then. So that'll give about 20 games or so until then to kind of see where they're sitting. I think if they're under 500 by more than 2 games, like if they're sitting at a 8-12, 7-13 mark, I think they're going to make a move. I really do. And
I've been hearing. No, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No, I was going to say I've been hearing mixed things on this trade with the Pacers. I'm hearing some people say it's the Pacers not wanting to do it, and I'm hearing some people saying it's the Lakers not wanting to do it, which I cannot believe. I would absolutely have to believe if the Pacers are wanting to do this deal that the Lakers would have did it yesterday. Am I right or wrong?
It's them 2 first-round picks that they keep holding on to, man.
It's 2 unprotected picks in 2020. It's 27 and 29, right?
Yeah, but who's to say what in the world those look like, man? Because you won't have a LeBron on that team. AD will probably be going, but I mean, there's no telling. You know what I'm saying? So those could be gold mines. You know what I mean? You could be sitting on top 3 draft picks, lottery picks, everything else, and to not have those for Buddy Hield and Miles Turner in a year, I mean, we get Buddy Hield and Miles Turner, we're still not winning the West. We ain't coming out of the West. You know what I'm saying? Those dudes ain't moving the needle like that. They're not.
Right.
I mean, it gives us a little more shooting, but my gosh, we're not going to have snipers out there like we should. And last I checked, Buddy Hield ain't locking nobody up. So
yeah,
you see what I'm saying? It's
right.
It's definitely better to have those two than a Russell Westbrook. Don't get me wrong, because it kind of helps with your depth issue that we have. But and the fact of that we got Dennis Schroeder, we got Nunn, we got all these, we got Patrick Beverly. I mean, we got all these guards. Why did they do that? It's got you scratching your head a little bit, and it's got you thinking if you're really smart, they know that this Russell Westbrook stuff isn't working out. But I think there's a little part of Genie Bus. It's like, nah, LeBron, you signed off on this. You wanted this.
Yeah.
We could have had Buddy Hield last offseason, and we could have still had Caldwell Pope and Kuzma and all those guys along with a Buddy Hield. But you signed off on, and another guy, Clutch Client, THT, signed him to that deal. We traded him as opposed to re-signing Alex Caruso.
Man,
so it's all
facts.
those little, so it's those things right there. I mean, you give us those players back, Corey, we're top 5 in the West, easy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And you, with a team like that, you could probably withstand an AD getting hurt here and there, or a LeBron wanting to sit out from time to time, because you would have other pieces on that team that would just fit better with LeBron and AD.
Right.
When they won that quote unquote bubble listed championship down there in Orlando, what did they have? They had LeBron and they had AD, and what else did they have? They had Alex Caruso. They could lock down anybody else's 2-guard or their point guard
KCP
on any given night. They had KCP out there knocking shots down. Kuzma was knocking shots down. I mean, Danny Green knocking shots down. They just had guys that hit open shots.
And they played hella defense. And that team played hella defense, man.
Oh, and JaVale McGee and Dwight Howard. Let's not forget about that too down low. I mean, it was a perfect connection, but it was one of those things that was like they caught lightning in a bottle. Like they had that 3-month little break. You don't get those every year. It was great for LeBron and AD to have that. They came back rested, fresh, everything else. So let's go on to this Eastern Conference, because I could literally sit here all night and talk about my Lakers, man. But it's just one of those things. It's wait and see with my Lakers right now. Is that fair? They could move up this list as the season goes on, but we'll just have to wait and see.
TBD, to be determined. Yep.
I'm going to let you start off the Eastern Conference on the top 5, because this is your conference. So
number 1, no surprise here, the defending Eastern Conference champions, the Boston Celtics, even with the loss of our coach for some stupid nonsense that he had to put himself through and our team through. I still think we got the pedigree and everything we need. The addition of Malcolm Brogdon. I hate that Gallinari got hurt and we lost him for the season. But we still got some nice pieces. We still got Robert Williams coming back at some point, who can easily be a defensive player of the year candidate. Just love my team, man. So I got them number 1. A close number 2, the Milwaukee Bucks. And a lot of people were saying last year if they had Chris Middleton, they'd have got past my Celtics. They'd have definitely got to the finals and probably gave the Warriors a much tougher test than what the Celtics gave them. So going with the Bucks at number 2. Number 3, definitely got to go with my MVP pick and Embiid and the 76ers. I think James Harden came in as slimmer. He looks like he's in shape for the first time at the beginning of the season and forever. Number 4, I got the Chicago Bulls. This is a surprise pick. I don't think a lot of people are high on the Bulls like I am. I think that tandem will get it done this year and get a top 4 seed. And then number 5, the Miami Heat, who were the number 1 seed last year in the Eastern Conference, went into the playoffs. That team's always gritty. You got Jimmy Butler. You got Tyler Hero. He's going to have another year in the league. He was a 6th man of the year last year. I think he steps his game up, and that's my top 5.
Okay. I like that top 5 in the East. Mine's a little different. Of course, the top 2 teams are going to be the same. I got your Celtics as the best team in the Eastern Conference right now. to date. I mean, y'all won the East last year until somebody knocks you off. It's going to be said otherwise. But my number 2 team and your number 2 team as well, they're going to have a lot to be said about that. We talked about it last night. Losing Middleton, that helped you guys out. Whether you agree or disagree with that take, that's fine. We'll just agree to disagree. But I think that he's going to make a big difference. Number 3, the Miami Heat. I don't have them quite as low as you do at number 5. I think that they still Jimmy Butler, Eric Spoelstra, Bam Adebayo. I mean, I'm pretty sure they brought back PJ Tucker for another year, if I'm not mistaken. They got him No? Where'd he go?
Those are the Sixers.
Stop it.
No,
Hey.
not.
Why did he do his thing like that?
I
Okay.
don't know.
My number 4 team, though, I think they're going to get all this drama that happened in the offseason. I think they're going to get some things figured out.
Oh,
The
don't
Brooklyn
say it.
Nets.
Oh,
The Brooklyn Nets.
God.
I do. I got the Brooklyn Nets at number 4. Just because of Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving alone. If those 2 players are healthy, dude, they can win 50-plus games by themselves. Especially in the Eastern Conference. The Eastern Conference is top-heavy this year, man. I mean,
It really is.
So there's going to be a lot of games, in my opinion, that's going to be easy wins for them. They're playing a lot of those teams 4 times a year. So they're going to get W's, and they're going to be up there in that top 5. My number 5 team, though, I do have the Chicago Bulls. I'm actually not looking at them as a surprise team. I'm looking at them more as not a quote-unquote contender, but right there on that line. They're walking that fine line of can they get to the second round this year. I mean, you got DeMar DeRozan, you got Zach LaVine. Can Lonzo Ball put together a full season and stay healthy?
Yeah, that's crucial. Yep.
That's the big one. I mean, they got my boy Alex Caruso over there. You can put him literally on any other teams. I love him. He's a great player.
Vucevic, he's got to get back to playing center at an all-star level.
I mean, as long as Grayson Allen don't do some cheap shots and pull my boy Caruso down to the ground and break his wrist, man, we should be all right.
Yeah, that guy.
That one hurt me.
That
I mean,
should
I'm not a
beat
Bulls fan, but I absolutely love my boy Caruso, man. I mean, he's one of my favorite players in the NBA to date right now. I'm just saying. So, who you got in your bottom 5?
Number 6, the the Brooklyn Nets. Tells you how much I love basketball, bro. I still see them as New Jersey. The Brooklyn Nets, KD, Kyrie. I think what you said was spot on. The East is top heavy. You have those 2 players. You should be able to win some games in the East. Number 6, that was number 6. Number 7, Cleveland Cavaliers. I think with Donovan Mitchell, Garland. They got a nice squad. They got a nice solid squad. With them, I worry about how quickly will they gel, and defensively, what are they?
Right.
Number 8, Toronto Raptors, who actually beat the Cavs last night. I think. Fred VanVleet. Some of those players still have that championship DNA from a few years ago. So they'll be right around there hovering.
Pascal Siakam,
him
I love
too.
that guy.
So that's my top 8. At number 9, the Atlanta Hawks. And then at number 10, the Orlando Magic.
Oh.
I think with Suggs from last year, then you put Banchero on that team, who was the first player since LeBron to put up a 25 in his first NBA game. He had a great coming out party last night for a first NBA game. I like that team a lot. I think Mo Bamba too. So I think they're going to be a good squad.
I love Paolo. Oh, Paolo Banchero. That's my guy right there. Dookie. I always show love for my Dookies in the NBA. Number 6. My team, I got the Philadelphia 76ers. Number 7, I got the Cleveland Cavaliers. Like you, I want to see what they turn into. They could be one of those teams that jumps into that top 5 and replaces one of my other teams as the season goes on. Number 8, I like the Charlotte Hornets. I like LaMelo Ball over there. I like Miles Bridges. I like everything that they have going on right now. They are a very fun team to watch. I mean, come on. Get in the playoffs for Jordan. Just
is Miles Bridges going to be there because of his deal that he's got going on?
Have they suspended him? Didn't he play?
I don't know. I
thought-
was asking you. I didn't.
I could be totally off on this.
Well,
one.
he had
I'd
a
have-
domestic. He had a domestic violence deal.
I want to say that he played.
Okay.
Did he not? Let me look here. Give me a second. It'll take me just a sec. I want to say he played last night. I could be totally out of it. Hang on here. No, you're right. He's suspended. But still, they got the dub against the Spurs, 129-102.
Yeah.
I mean, LaMelo Ball alone with PJ. Man, LaMelo didn't even play in this game. What's going on? What am I missing
He's hurt.
today?
He's hurt.
LaMelo's hurt? What's wrong with LaMelo?
I think it's like an ankle or some shit like that.
Man, that's not cool. Well, all right. It's going to be all right, though. They're going to make it, get it together, get people back healthy, get the guy on suspension. Number 8, Charlotte Hornets. I'm not coming off that pick. Number 9, I'm going to come with the New York Knicks. I think that the Knicks got something over there. They got some pieces. They were a fun team to watch last year. They're my number 9 team. Number 10, I got the Atlanta Hawks. I love what Trae Young does over there. They're a fun team to watch. Again, they're just not one of those teams that's going to contend or make any of the top teams sweat. They're just not that good.
No, I agree.
Just saying.
agree.
I mean, but your top 10, I mean, there you go. We gave you top 10. That's all. Maybe you can make it in the play-in. We'll see what happens. So, other than that, man, I mean, this is basically giving our little NBA kickoff here, man, for the little tip-off, I should say. It's not kickoff. So, what do you got anything else that you're thinking about that you want to touch on this? I mean,
I'll give my finals. I'll give my finals pick. What 2 teams make the finals, and then how it's going to play out. And I'll keep it real quick. So out of the West, I got the Warriors coming out the West, and I got the Celtics coming out of the East. I think it's going to be a rematch, which you see a lot of in the NBA. You don't see it in any other sport as much as you see it in the NBA.
Right.
The rematch from last year's finals, the Celtics versus the Warriors. I got the Celtics in 7. Yes.
I wouldn't
And
expect nothing
7.
less from you. I wouldn't expect. Y'all ain't getting 18 this year. It's not happening. It's not happening. No, we can't let y'all do that. No.
Yeah,
I got the Warriors. I got the Warriors coming out of the West as well, as far as that goes. But I got the Milwaukee Bucks.
I knew it.
Absolutely, I do.
Who you picking? Who's winning, Warriors or Bucks in the finals? Who you got?
Warriors.
Ooh.
Warriors. They just got
give me how many? 6 and 6 and 7? What?
6. They get the Bucks in 6.
And 6.
Oh yeah, the Warriors.
That's probably going to be in Milwaukee, so they close them out in Milwaukee, huh?
Oh yeah. All right.
Yeah.
For sure. No problem. I really wanted to say 5 games, but I'll go.
Wow.
I did. It's just, bro. I mean, they're special, man. They got James Wiseman is only going to continue to get better. Just imagine if James Wiseman turns into form and they don't have. I mean, Kevon Looney is a solid center for them. Don't get me wrong, but there's just something if a James Wiseman can get into that starting role.
They're looking like that 2015 squad that had that second unit was just like a starting unit. You know what I mean? Like you're going to be bringing off the bench Wiseman, Poole, Kuminga, Moody. I mean,
dude,
good.
All they did was lose Juan Toscano Anderson and Gary Payton II. That's literally all they did this offseason.
Yeah.
And everybody else came back.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, Gary Payton II had a nice little playoff, but he wasn't the difference in that championship.
No.
He just wasn't. The ultimate difference maker for them is Draymond Green. Draymond Green is the engine for the Warriors. If Draymond gets hurt or anything happens to Draymond Green, you can kiss their title hopes goodbye. They will not win a title without Draymond Green. I will say it here and I will say it proud. He's the one that just sets everything up for everybody. You know what I'm saying? He's not the guy. He's. I seen this on a TikTok one day. There was somebody they were talking, and they said, everybody gives Dennis Rodman all this love and all this respect, but Draymond Green gets no flowers.
It's the same exact player, dog. It's the same exact player.
I mean, come on now.
I'll give you a little wrestling reference. There was a guy. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
No, I was gonna say there was a guy when I used to watch wrestling when I was little, the Junkyard Dog. That's all Draymond Green, Dennis Rodman, players like that. That's all they are. They just go in there, they muck stuff up, they play tenacious defense, they fight for rebounds. Yep. They do the little things on the stat sheet that don't come up. You will never see on the stat sheet. And they're the enforcer of the team. Like if something's going down, if some smoke's about to pop off, guess who's the first one there?
Right,
Draymond.
Yeah, every time. And he's got his teammates back, just like what Dennis Rodman used to do. Everything else. And Jordan loved Dennis Rodman. I mean, that was one of his favorite players to play with as far as that goes, because the dude just gave relentless effort.
Yeah, you knew what you was going to get out of him. Yeah.
Every single time. You sign me up. I don't care if the guy only scored 2 to 5 points a game. The Joker got you 15 to 20 rebounds, stole the ball. You could put him on the other team's best player. He was absolutely putting locks on him. So a little different as far as, because I think Draymond's a much better passer and a facilitator than Dennis Rodman was, but Rodman didn't have to do that because you had Michael Jordan on his team.
Right.
So that was just a given. But, I mean, I like that, though. I like that. And I think that Draymond Green is definitely one of the most underappreciated players. And he doesn't get as much love as he should. Steph Curry gets all the love and all the attention, which much and well deserved. But I just think without Draymond Green, things would look a little different.
A little different, yeah.
Just a little bit, just a little bit. And Draymond Green said it best. You know, he says Draymond can't win without Steph and Clay, or Steph and Clay couldn't win without Draymond, or they couldn't. Draymond said, you know, really at the end of the day, we can't win without each other. Mm-hmm. They're a unit. Them guys over there, they got drafted around the same time. They've grown up together. I mean, it's a great thing for the league to see. I hope my Lakers can compete this year. I just don't see it. So that's my take.
Don't hold your breath, brother. Don't hold your breath.
I'm not. I can't hold my breath that long, man. I'd pass out. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna do that one. So,
well, shoot,
what
man,
else you got for us tonight?
That was it.
I think this was a great show here.
I think this was a nice little preview show. We gave 2 days for some games to happen, so we can just kind of let it, marinate and see what we were talking about. But I'm excited for my Pelicans, my Celtics. I think your Lakers will make the play-in. I have a little bit more faith than y'all do, but we'll see.
I'm sorry, but as a Lakers fan, I'm not excited about the damn play-in. I'm just not. You're either winning titles in LA or you ain't nothing to me. It's just how it goes, man. I'm sorry. This is the Lakers. We don't deal with play-in tournaments. We're supposed to be a top 3 seed, fighting for the playoffs, fighting for a chip, and we just don't got that juice, man, and it kills me. It does, but I'm being realistic. I'm not going to come into this season guns a-blazing thinking my Lakers are the best. I'm not doing it. It's just not going to happen. So that's where I'm at this year. I'm going to be a very humble Lakers fan. That's it. So, other than that, guys, you already know. If y'all like this show, hop down there and hit that like button, that thumbs up. Also, too, do us a favor, guys. What should we talk about on our next NBA show? Hop down there in the comment boxes. Give us some ideas, some opinions, things like that. Let us know. We want to hear from you guys. And also, too, if you guys aren't already, I mean, my gosh, if you're literally here at this point in the video and you're not, why are you not subscribed? Go ahead and just hit that button, guys. Come on. Please. So, other than that, this is the House Divided, guys. We have signed in. We talked about our NBA talk. And guess what, guys? I'm about to give me some shut-eye tonight. So, my guy, Corey, peace out, bro. We'll holler at you. See y'all.